ये इंडस वाटर ट्रीटी जो है, जिसमें हिंदुस्तान के हक का पानी है, जो पाकिस्तान में बह जाता है, अब वो बूंद बूंद पानी रोक करके मैं पंजाब के, जम्मू कश्मीर के, हिंदुस्तान के किसानों के लिए वो पानी लाने के लिए समर्थन करता हूं।
Tensions are rising in India and Pakistan over Kashmir. And one threat to a shared natural resource could have detrimental effects.
Water is the lifeblood of Pakistan, much more than it is that of India, because, it's the land of the 5 rivers.
The Indus River provides Pakistan with 90% of its fresh water for agriculture, 50% of the country's employment, and 25% of its GDP. They call the Indus River the water of life. Early last year, India began construction on at least 45 hydropower facilities on the Indus River.
So they are essentially damming off much of the flow of the Indus River before it even crosses the zero line.
India's Prime Minister has explored the possibility of manipulating Kashmir's water flow to benefit India over Pakistan, conceivably prompting a war over this increasingly scarce resource. India has threatened to test the limits of the Indus Waters Treaty. More specifically, India reportedly has plans to expedite construction on a number of dams in Pakistan-controlled rivers. Although this is technically within the boundaries of the treaty, it would decrease Pakistan's share of water to levels not seen in decades, which could be detrimental as global warming makes water increasingly scarce.
Bottled water is the most revealing substance for showing us how the global capitalist market works today. It tells us that we're no longer buying things for their use value. That, in a sense, we're buying choice. We're buying freedom. We're buying all kinds of insubstantial things.
The multinationals are now concentrating their efforts in the emerging world. Asia and South America have become the new targets for market domination. This is a battle for the future of the industry, and it is being waged, once again, by those old adversaries at Nestlé and Danone.
It's purely population, and where the growth is, you go, as the bank robber once said, why do I go to the banks? Because that's where the money is. And when you look at the developing world, whether it's Latin America or Asia, huge growth opportunity there. If you don't get in early, you'll lose out.
Nestlé's global brand, Pure Life, is perfectly adapted to these new markets. First launched in Pakistan, the brand was then given a global rollout. As a purified water brand, it could be adapted to any territory it entered, with a price point to match.
The water market exists everywhere, but I don't think we can assure that the consumers in Pakistan, in India, that they can afford to have only access to Evian or to have only access to Vittel. And we have an opportunity, we have an obligation to give them other opportunities which are more cost efficient and which allow them to have access to good hydration.
मुकम्मल की पॉलिसी को किसी किस्म की कमजोरी समझना खुद उसके लिए खतरनाक साबित होगा।